Surprise!
And welcome.
Welcome to a new ThreadTalk studio.
This is a new era.
New era for us.
New era of ThreadTalk podcast.
Dare I say, a better one.
Right? Full of adventures.
Guys, we are in the RV.
Check us out.
If you're watching on YouTube, you may notice we are in a different studio.
If you're not watching on YouTube, come over to our YouTube, check us out because we got new digs.
It's worth it.
Spent all day putting this together. To be fair, we did film a Patreon episode with like kind of half the studio set up, but we got to dial it in now. This is it.
Yeah.
This is version 2 of the RV podcast studio, and this is
The
final product.
Final version.
Yeah, so I'm excited. We're going into a whole new era of ThreadTalk podcast, the RV era. The RV studio's about to hit the road. We're just tightening up a couple things here on the RV before we're ready for our first destination.
I cannot wait. It's been about a week now since we've been living in the RV, and it already feels like home.
The cats are well adjusted. Just finished off a little storage area kitty litter project today for them. So everybody's getting well adjusted. We're getting used to very, very short showers.
Yeah, that's a big compromise for me. Is the showers. And
Compromise
just
for
water
you.
use.
Compromise for you. You have fast showers. I'm the one who usually sits in there for like 30 minutes
That
just
is
enjoying the
true.
hot water. I have been suffering.
That is true. For me though, it's like washing my hair is like really annoying.
Yeah, that's tough.
Because also
Don't do that.
Yeah, okay.
Just skip that part.
Okay. That's fine with me if you're fine with it.
If you guys wondering why, it's because we're not hooked up. We don't have sewer options. We have tanks. We don't want the tanks to fill up too fast. So you got to turn the shower on. You got to rinse yourself. You got to turn it off. You got to soap yourself. You got to turn it on. And you got to clean yourself as fast as possible and shut it off so that we don't have to empty the tanks out too often.
Mm-hmm. We'll get into the RV stuff at the end, though.
Yeah, life updates. Well, maybe we'll bring back Q&A segments. Those
we
have
got
been
lots of those.
piling up. I got like 50 questions in the folder now. So we'll bridge those out and we'll talk a little bit. Where did we leave off? When's the last time we filmed? It would have been in our...
It was in the condo.
So we haven't even talked about moving day.
Nope.
So we'll tidy up on moving day and a little bit of Q&A, life updates at the end. But what's the Thread Talk Reddit story theme of the day, Teresa?
You got caught.
Busted!
But I like that.
Should we change the title?
I like you got caught.
I like you got caught too.
Busted. In brackets, busted.
That's too long of a title.
I know. I know. But yeah, I've had this theme for a while in the Google Doc, so I'm happy we're finally bringing it to the public.
It's about time.
Yes, I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
These chairs are
to
comfy.
Get in. I'm sat.
I'm literally sat.
I'm sat.
And ready to sit here for the next 2.5 hours.
I'm sat in my new seats. I'm ready to start cooking.
Okay, Gen Zer.
Let's go.
Let's go.
There was somebody on our subreddit on Thread Talk Podcast. They're like, hey, they made a post and they're like,
I saw
hey,
that.
any other like Gen Zers out here, Thread Talk fans and stuff like that?
I replied. And I was like, Teresa's a Gen Z.
And they're like, we meant young Gen Zs.
No. She said she meant listeners, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like young ones, like teenagers.
Oh, yeah, she actually did say that. She said teens. I was like,
you're an early Gen Z. She
I'm
meant
still a teen.
Late Gen Zers. You don't count.
I don't count.
Nope.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. Shall I begin?
Give it to me. I'm sat. Not gonna lie, these chairs kind of comfier than the blue ones.
They are, because my feet actually touch the ground this time.
It's like beanbag ones. I mean, my feet always touch the ground.
Well, that was like my biggest annoyance with the other ones. All right. This one comes from r/relationship advice. My coworker, 18 male, put me, 22 female, on a hear me out cake and posted it online. Do I take action in some way?
What is a hear me out cake?
Do you know what it is?
I have no idea.
Actually?
What is it?
Okay, you just proved your age right there. See? Not a Gen Z or not
I'm a millennial. I don't know what to
you
say.
Are a millennial.
I remember when millennials used to be young. Fuck.
So a hear me out cake is like, well, on TikTok there was like a trend where you just like buy a random cake at a grocery store
Okay.
and you print pictures.
Huh?
You print pictures of people and you stick them on the cake, and
Then when
the people are like, hear me out, like basically like, hear me out. This guy's like hot. I like
and then they give the
I would
cake to
fuck
the
with this
person?
guy. No, it's oh my god.
They eat it with their friends?
Ouch, ouch, ouch.
Why would you stick paper to a cake anyway?
You put it on a toothpick.
You put the picture on a toothpick?
Yes, you literally tape it to a toothpick,
Okay.
and then okay, it's literally like you're looking at the camera,
Yeah.
and then you and your friends are like, you printed your own pictures of like, hear me out, like this guy's hot or whatever, like this guy's sexy.
Like a celebrity?
Yes, but it's more of like really weird, like the Grinch. Hear me out, the Grinch, because you know how like people like
The-
think that the Grinch is sexy. It's
I mean,
like that.
Jim Carrey version, sure.
Yeah, the Jim Carrey version, precisely. Yes.
Okay.
So people have done that, and like cartoons, like
Hear me out. Okay.
if you haven't watched a TikTok like that,
And,
it is kind of hard to explain, but I hope I did it justice.
and then they eat the cake?
No, disregard the cake. It's just to put. I don't know why there's a cake. Okay,
What?
you basically just keep poking your toothpicks with the pictures in it until the cake is full, and
Until
then
the
I don't know
cake
what
is
they.
full.
I don't know what they do. It's just like candles. Like you're placing candles on the cake.
I need to watch a TikTok.
Yeah.
That sounds confusing.
Should I show you before we begin?
I don't care that much. Let's just get
Okay.
into it.
All right. All right. I work at a diner as a waitress with this kid. Let's call him John. John has always seemed pretty chill and busses my tables. Sometimes we chat if we are closing together, usually about school as he started college not too long ago, and I am almost graduated with my BA. Ultimately, we are friendly, but not friends. Last week, he said that he was a part of a group chat with a handful of other coworkers on Instagram and asked if I wanted to join. I said sure because I haven't connected with people at the diner that well and figured it was worth a shot. We swapped Instas. The group chat is very normal, friendly banter between coworkers. Yesterday, I see that John posted a reel of him and a couple of his buddies doing their take on a hear me out cake, which is usually a very lighthearted and funny way of saying you would get with what are typically fictional and mostly animated characters. The entire cake adhered to that concept except towards the end when my face, a picture that he must have screenshotted from one of my posts, is stuck on the cake. I was the only real person on the cake, and John actually made a comment about how attractive I was and that he wished that he could hit that, but doubts he has a chance. I feel insanely grossed out and kind of violated. I want the video taken down. I'm not sure if I have the right or authority to do that. I ranted about this to my sister, and she told me to just take it as a compliment and be glad that someone thinks I am pretty. It feels wrong doing that. Is this grounds for taking this issue to higher ups? I don't know if I'm comfortable working with him at the moment. Do I just take care of this myself and tell him that it makes me uncomfortable and I want him to take it down? It is a public video. I am just uncertain how to move forward.
That's weird. That's some weird shit. I'm just picturing like a cake, like you said, with
Okay, let's show you a
Q-tips
picture.
getting the pictures.
Q-tips?
Not Q-tips. Toothpicks. And they're getting pinned to it. And all of his friends are posting up like fucking Bugs Bunny and Mrs. Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
And other fictional characters.
Yeah.
Like Cinderella in the animated version or something.
Yep.
And then the guy at the end is just like, here's my coworker.
It's like,
Hear me out. Oh, this makes a lot more sense. They're like stuck to the toothpick. I thought it was a sheet of paper, a full sheet of paper. You like lay it on top of the cake and then you Q-tip it down in.
again with the Q-tips.
Toothpick it down in. That makes more sense. Yeah, like Rick from Rick and Morty or Morty.
Yeah.
Something like that. That makes more sense. And then this one guy comes in and he's like, yo, here's my coworker. And everybody else is just like,
Not the point of the cake.
huh?
Yeah. So
Buddy.
weird.
Buddy, you got an obsession. But whether it's this hear me out cake or, in some other type of form, you took your coworker's picture and posted on your printer and then made a video about you doing something with it. Like, even if you just like made a story and like your obsession list on your wall is there or something, like
Mm-hmm.
it's a little bit strange.
Agreed. Especially right after he just followed her on Instagram.
Little creepy. But I guess the real question is does she have grounds for taking the issue to higher ups? I would think so, right? Like,
Actually,
that's a tricky one.
I don't
Like, do
know.
you have rights to? I think so. I think you could say, hey, coworker A is kind of harassing me outside of working online.
Oh, higher ups like at work,
Yeah.
not like to the police to get it taken down. I don't know how I took that one.
I don't know about that, but I think it's at work, like her manager.
That would make more sense.
But
I do think, yes, you can definitely
you can you should
you
definitely
should bring it
go.
up if if
Yeah.
it's making you this uncomfortable, definitely bring it up.
Like, that'd be the same thing as like your coworker's DMing you, or your coworker is like putting rude comments on your posts and stuff like that. Coworkers showing up at your door with flowers, all those types of forms are forms of harassment. You should go to your manager,
Mhm.
and hopefully you don't work at a piece of shit place where they just say, "Hey, not my problem,"
Yeah.
and they do something about it.
Yeah. Top comment says, "Go up to him at work and say, 'Hey, can you delete that video you made about me? The one where you printed a picture of my face and put it on a cake? It's really fucking weird.'"
I guess that's a pretty solid first step.
Yeah.
I I think, yeah, that would probably
I
be
think you should do both.
right? I feel like that's what I would have done.
Yeah.
First thing, as soon as I walked into work, I would have been like, "Yo, stop being
Delete
creepy.
it.
Delete it."
I love how this was like worded because it makes them feel dumb.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
you went on your computer, you screenshot a picture of my face, you proceeded to hit print, you walked to your printer, you cut it up, you taped it to a toothpick, and then you stuck it on a cake and made a video.
And every single
Like,
step
that
of the
is
way, you
weird.
thought that was a good idea.
Knowing full well that I follow you on Instagram now.
I think he thought this
He
is
was
the
shooting a
way.
shot.
I think he thought, yo, this is how I get her. I'm going to show her that I'm interested, and then she'll know that I'm interested. Maybe she'll be interested back.
Guys are fucking weird.
What's that you always say about men? The audacity.
It's one thing they have.
Audacity.
All right, there is an update. So I screen recorded the video and sent it to my manager. We are on good terms, and I was hoping that she would understand and we could rework the schedule so that I don't have him bussing my tables and we won't have to interact. She said this is very odd and may be a violation of conduct. She told me not to stress about the details and that she would take care of it. I am very grateful with how seriously she took it. She had moved me around so that I will not have to see him as much, and I only have a handful of times since then. He has avoided eye contact with me entirely. Once my manager was aware of the video, I DM'd John on Insta saying, quote, "The video you made in which you put my face in a hear me out cake for social media is gross and unprofessional. We are coworkers. I did not greenlight being posted online and sexualized like that. I have talked with manager about the situation and my discomfort and would like you to take the video down. You used my image without my consent." He responded and, quote, apologized, saying that he and his friends were drunk and that he made that video on a whim. He told me he thought I was cool and wouldn't have a problem with it. He said he would take it down, but never once actually said sorry, just gave those excuses. It was deleted. He has been having to take an online course about sexual harassment and workplace misconduct or something like that. Something probably meaningless, but at least it's slightly a pain in the ass. The only thing now is that he has busboy buddies that side-eye and kind of glare at me because of the action I took. On the bright side, they probably won't fuck with me like that.
Yeah. Nice. I'm happy that she had like a good manager, and it's like, oh, we were drunk, and that excuse said, like, I think you missed the point. I mean, like, I really don't understand. I barely get it, but I think he definitely doesn't understand what a hear me out cake is.
Yeah.
The hear me out cake is supposed to be, from what I understand, from how I'm understanding it, is someone that's not inherently attractive on the first glance.
Exactly.
But you're like, hey, let me convince you why
That's the
I'd
whole
hit
point.
that.
Hear me out. Like,
Yeah.
let me explain.
On a fictional character.
Yeah.
Not, hey, I would have sex with my coworker. No shit, buddy.
Yeah.
Half the people who have coworkers that have sex with another coworker. Everybody finds people attractive. You're missing the whole fucking point of the fun activity.
This tree is hitting my head.
You don't like your tree?
It's poking me.
Teresa tried to put the tree behind me, and I said no because I had it in my eyeballs the whole Patreon episode. And so it's back on Teresa's side.
It's for aesthetic.
Teresa designs, and I make the podcast happen with screws.
So the top comment on the update says, saying that you want to hook up with an attractive woman you know in real life is an absurdly incorrect understanding of what the thing actually is.
That's what I'm saying.
It's meant to be like, I think the bee from Bee Movie is hot. What the fuck, dude? Hear me out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
If you didn't know what a hear me out cake was before, now you do.
I should put a picture up that you showed me.
Yeah, you should.
Because I was...
My mom won't know what it is.
Very confused.
If you do it for one person, or my mom and my uncle.
At one point, I thought that, like, you know, you can get those custom cakes that are like pictures.
Okay, yes. Oh my God.
I thought it was that for a second of like, I think I know what you're about to say. So let me guess it. For your birthday parties, you would have your mom get you a Justin Bieber cake where they printed Justin Bieber's face onto the cake.
Yes. And then they put, which I requested, happy birthday, Teresa Bieber. This went on for years. Quite literally.
That's...
Oh my God, guys. I was the biggest Justin Bieber fan.
It's a little concerning.
It was, well, now I do the same with Taylor Swift, so.
Yeah, but that's different.
Why?
Taylor Swift
I would marry her.
I feel like there was just a lot of like teenage girl hype over Justin Bieber when they were all 13, 14.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly when I was obsessed.
Yeah.
So what's your point? I fell for it. I am a mainstream media girly. Like, I literally follow trends. That is me. I am the biggest trend follower ever.
But I just had my opinions back then, but it was no big deal.
And what was that?
I didn't really like Justin Bieber back then.
Yeah, boys never did. Because guess what? They were jealous.
Sure.
Yeah.
Kind of, I guess. Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Not really,
I know.
But okay.
Okay.
I wasn't really much of a jealous one because I didn't really care about music.
So why didn't you like him if it wasn't out of jealousy?
I don't know. I just didn't. I didn't not like him. I just didn't like him. I didn't hate him or anything. I just didn't like him. I just didn't.
Well, there's a difference then.
Yeah, I was neutral. I just didn't understand what the hype was about. I was like, why is everybody so obsessed with him? Why do we care about this person? That's what I was more like.
He stole my heart. I wanted to be, oh my God, guys, I used to pray at night that I would be the one less lonely girl at his concert.
I feel like you've mentioned that before too.
Yeah, have I mentioned that on the podcast?
I feel like we should mention it now and then just bury the Justin Bieber lore.
I don't like Justin Bieber anymore, just saying. I don't know about you, but my TikTok and Instagram reel feed has been full of health trends.
Oh, I've seen those too. Like how the red light therapy can solve all of your skin problems.
Or the cottage cheese one. I have bought in tubs of cottage cheese over the last couple of months to try new recipes with them, just to get some protein in my life.
Yeah, I couldn't get on board with that one. I think it's time you give the algorithm a rest. Maybe you should turn to in real life professionals to help you with your problems. And with ZocDoc, it's easy. At ZocDoc.com, you can find doctors that are right for you and instantly book your appointment.
ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search to compare high-quality and in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment.
With ZocDoc, you can book in-network appointments with more than 100,000 doctors across every specialty. From mental health to dental health, primary care to urgent care, and more. You can filter through the doctors that will take your insurance, find which ones are located nearby, and are a good fit for your medical need.
Also, making appointments on ZocDoc are really fast. You can usually book between 24 and 72 hours for your next appointment.
So stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/ThreadTalk to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor near you.
That's zocdoc.com/ThreadTalk.
And I'll make sure to leave a link down in the description below, so it's super easy for you guys to book your next doctor's appointment. Thanks to ZocDoc coming on board.
Now back to the stories you guys love. Okay.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on from Justin Bieber. Am I the asshole for telling my fiance I don't want my Temu engagement ring?
Ooh.
My 27 female, fiance, 29 male, proposed to me a few weeks ago. It caught me completely by surprise, but we've been together for 3 years and things have been going great. So I was really excited and I said yes. I really liked the ring when I first saw it, and my friends and family all think it is stunning. It's an oval cut with diamonds across the band. I asked where he got it and he wouldn't tell me where, but that he got a great deal on it. I didn't think anything of it until yesterday when we were in bed and I asked him if it was diamond or moissanite, mainly out of curiosity. I don't have a preference, by the way. He said he didn't know and that he'd have to look it up. When I glanced over at his phone, he was on the Temu app. I asked him if he got it there and he didn't respond. So I asked again and he responded with something like, "Does it matter?" and left the room and ended up sleeping on the couch. I spent all night so confused. Today, I decided to download the app and look up my ring, and I found one that looks identical. I found the exact ring, and it's listed for $38. I am mad. He makes good money, about $200,000 a year, and I feel like he could have shelled out some money for a ring better than one on Temu. Am I the asshole for telling him I don't want it?
$200K a year? And you got what?
$38. What a steal. Is it made of plastic?
Yeah. Yes, it definitely is. Oh my God. Okay, I was gonna say, like, some people don't mind. Like, some people literally would marry each other with, like, a ring pop. It doesn't matter. But, like, obviously it's bothering her. And he can afford it. $200K a year?
So just because he can afford it means he should?
I think this should have been a conversation before. I think definitely he should. She said he wasn't, it was totally unexpected. They didn't even talk about getting engaged.
Right.
And all of a sudden he comes out with this fake ass Temu ring out of nowhere. And she's just supposed to accept it? No. Nay. I don't accept.
Are you saying you would be upset if you found out your ring was from Temu?
Yeah, I would. Because we've talked about it. We've talked about me wanting a moissanite.
What if I found a moissanite from Temu?
They don't do that.
How do you know? You ever search for a moissanite ring on Temu?
No, but I don't think. Have you?
You don't know.
Have you?
No, but I don't know. Temu's got like some expensive stuff. Like you can find, there's like a range of stuff. Not everything's $38.
Okay, in this case, it's a $38 ring. There's no diamond, there's no moissanite, there's no gold. It's nothing. It's plastic. It could very well be one of those rings you get out of the 25-cent
vending machine things.
Yeah.
Games.
Yeah.
You would think you would notice if it was plastic versus a metal.
I mean, I don't know the difference actually.
I mean, plastic feels like plastic.
Yeah.
Versus a metal.
I don't think that's the issue here. That's literally not the point. It's the fact that it's $38 and it's fake.
Buddy thought he found a cheat code. And then he got caught.
Yeah. I feel like it's probably like, I was going to say actually, I feel like it's probably very clear that it's fake. But you know, I bought that one off of Amazon for when we travel.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look super fake.
No, it doesn't.
It does kind of look.
How much you pay for that Amazon one?
Yeah, probably like $40.
Yeah. Imagine that was the
Denver's
original one.
Wearing a fake one too now, actually.
I don't know if it's fake. It's just
It's fake.
It's tungsten. I don't know. It's tungsten.
No, it's not. Is it?
Yeah, it said tungsten.
Oh.
It's $30.
Yeah.
The original one that I got for our wedding and stuff, it didn't like it.
Denver was uncomfy.
It was too thick. It was too big. So I swapped. And honestly, it fell apart kind of. So there's like an inner band to it that's separated from the outer band. I just got a one piece, simple. And then I lost it. And then I ordered another one. And I just kept that one.
Yeah.
It's gold. Could return it, but yeah. So you think he did her dirty?
110%. I'd be pissed.
What if it's a test?
A test? He didn't even tell her.
Gold digger test.
He didn't even tell her. Okay, he's not making enough money to be to be considered. She's a gold digger. 200K is like, okay,
pretty good.
Don't come at me. Don't come at me. I know I'm out of touch.
200K is pretty good.
Yes, I know, but I don't think it's like gold digger status. You have to to be a gold digger, I feel like you have to be dating someone who's like a millionaire.
I feel like your perception of gold digger is a bit skewed. Do you not think somebody who would be like 200,000 would provide a comfortable life? You could be a stay-at-home person on your husband's $200,000 salary. So I don't think gold digger means, oh, you're gonna buy me Gucci bags. But like 200,000 would allow you to like stay at home, not work, be fed, have given a car, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I feel like you need to tone your gold digger movie expectations down.
Movie.
This is not a movie. We're not going after the billionaire.
I don't think this is a gold digger test because like you should be okay if you wanted to test her, test before you're proposing. Like, come on.
So top comment, I don't know. Normally, I'd celebrate someone who didn't buy into all the engagement / wedding, spend yourself to bankruptcy thing, but $38? I'm as tight as a duck's arse with money, as we say in the UK. But I'd spend a little more than that to at least get a band that was reasonably high carat gold and then save on the gemstones.
Exactly. And I am like that too. Like, we all know that my ring is moissanite. I didn't want Denver to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on a freaking ring.
Yeah.
You know, like I too also think it is a bit of a waste of money to have an expensive piece of jewelry like that. But like, I don't know, I feel like you can get pretty rings that are cheaper. You can also get like lab grown or there are so many other options that are still like you didn't freaking go online and made a purchase at Temu to get it. Like, it's just so unromantic.
I think Temu just gets a bad rap.
Yeah, because
I'm sure they
it's
got
so
some
cheap.
good stuff on there.
Have we ever bought anything off of Temu?
We bought that picnic blanket table cloth.
Oh, did we?
From Temu, and a brass right elbow thing for the plumbing system.
Okay. Well, I've never bought anything from Temu.
One of the inline water filters from Temu.
Really?
Kind of worried about it now.
Great.
So another top comment says, I was with my ex for 15 months and he bought me multiple rings. Not engagement, but they were off of Temu. Not one lasted longer than a month. All turned my finger green or gave me a rash.
Yeah.
He was not working much at the time, so I appreciate that he got me anything. But honestly, like the things he found on the ground when he was working, better than the problematic for multiple reasons Temu crap.
Yeah.
So there's an update. He came home this morning while I was in a work from home meeting. These comments made my head spin all night. I got like 3 hours of sleep, so I admit I may be in the wrong for bringing up his finances, but I did. The gold digger rumors. When we met, I was making more than him and often paying for his things. His high-paying job is a recent development. I have my own money and I don't need this, and I don't need his. So I asked him what was going on, if there was anything he needed to tell me, if he was, quote, testing me by doing this. Well, that really sent him off. Quote, what kind of person do you think I am? You think I'm a cheapskate? A liar? You obviously think really poorly of me. But still, he never gave me a reason. So I asked why he was deflecting every question to victimize himself and to avoid my questions. He tried to leave again. So I tried de-escalating, and I told him I see where he's coming from, but I need to know if he still loves me. He was immediately apologetic and still wants to get married. He said I can just pick my ring out and buy it with my own money.
Oh my God.
He said he's sick of talking about this and that it's, quote, water under the bridge now. He's acting like his normal self again since this combo. I hear him out there skipping around and humming to himself all happily, and it's actually pissing me off. Maybe I'm a bit dramatic, but I don't think I can handle a marriage with someone like this.
Oh my God. I hate him.
I hate him.
I despise this man. If you don't like your ring, you should go buy one yourself. Okay, how about I leave your ass and go get it from someone else?
Oh, damn.
100%, leave him.
What if I bought?
He doesn't give a shit about you.
What if I bought you a Temu ring?
Like we already just said, I would be pissed off.
I do have to kind of agree. As much as like the one comment said, as much as I think diamonds are overhyped and everything. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Get it together.
All right.
Back to you.
Me.
Teresa Gasu.
Hee.
All right, guys. My wife's going to read another story. My wife.
My husband of 20 years is cheating on me with our son's 18-year-old girlfriend.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to use pseudonyms for anyone I reference in this post. I, 41 female, am a stay-at-home mom. My husband, 48 male, whom we'll call Paul, works in finance. Frickin' Paul.
Yo, take it easy on the Pauls.
Whose dad's name is Paul.
Jeez.
We've been married for nearly 20 years. We have 2 kids, whom we'll call Eric, our 18-year-old son, currently a senior in high school, and Mary, our 15-year-old daughter.
Mary.
Paul and Mary.
It's my grandmother's name. God
Isn't
damn.
that your mom?
No, my mom's name is Marie.
Oh, Marie.
Mary's my grandmother, or was my grandmother. R.I.P.
They are both the light of my life. My marriage with my husband has grown somewhat stale over the years for a myriad of reasons, such as his work schedule and how I've aged poorly since we met. Our son Eric has a girlfriend, 18 female, whom he's been dating since they were freshmen in high school. We'll call her Amy.
I ain't got no Amy's in my life.
Eric absolutely adores Amy. She's his first love, and she's someone I've always considered as family. This makes the whole situation emotionally excruciating for me. Last week, I inadvertently saw my husband's phone screen and got a glimpse of a text thread between my husband and Amy, our son's girlfriend, and I read what looked like a message of her telling him that she misses sucking his cock. I froze in place, in complete disbelief. I spent most of the day convincing myself that I must have misread what I saw. However, I didn't misread it because over the last several days, I discovered a file on his computer filled with tons of BDSM porn. He clearly has a porn addiction. He also has saved photos of Amy from her Instagram on his computer. Although they weren't inappropriate, she was fully clothed, it was still the proof I needed to confirm that I wasn't going crazy. I also looked at his phone during opportune moments and saw more of their interactions. I wish I had never looked. They were filled with mean, horrible things said at my expense, with him constantly comparing me to her. He would call me fat and old, among other things, with Amy LOLing. I've always had hunches or paranoid feelings that Paul had been cheating on me, but never in a million years could I have fathomed something like this. Last month, I found a thong in our bedroom that I knew wasn't mine. I turned a blind eye to it, being naive and acting like it was maybe our daughter's, even though that made zero sense. Not only is he cheating on me, but he's betraying our son. I'm completely devastated. I don't even think words can adequately describe the dread, anger, shock I feel right now. I'm totally overwhelmed on how to handle this because obviously actions need to be taken, but I'm terrified of what kind of psychic blow this will be for my son. I have no idea how to even broach this completely fucked up topic with him. I wouldn't wish this predicament on my worst enemy. I can't even believe I married this scumbag in the first place. And then my mind started to race, realizing that I started noticing specifically unusual behavior from him around the same time Amy turned 18. Was he waiting for her to turn 18 before pursuing this affair? There's so many layers to all of this, and I'm completely paralyzed with fear and dread about all of it. None of it makes any fucking sense. How did this happen? Am I that much of a stupid idiot that I let all this happen under my watch? Eric adores Amy, and the thought of revealing this sickening truth to him terrifies me. The impact on his young heart and mind could be devastating. My heart aches for Eric and Mary, who are completely innocent bystanders. I haven't confronted my husband about this because I'm frankly scared of the domino effect. I don't know who to turn to first about this. I share my story not for sympathy, but in search of understanding and perhaps advice from those who might have had to grapple with deep betrayal. Thank you for listening.
Holy. What?
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 What? Is this a movie? Am I in the Twilight Zone? How do you even handle that? How? What? What? What are you supposed to do?
Who do you approach first? Literally, do you approach your son first?
Like,
Let him know, give him a heads up.
Warn him? Pre-warn him?
Oh my God.
Do you talk to Amy's parents? Do you confront your husband? Do you confront Amy?
I feel like Amy would be last. I think maybe the son first, then parents, Amy's parents, then your husband, and then Amy. I actually don't think confronting Amy is actually... Because she's 18.
Don't even know if I'd want to confront the husband. Like, do you just, like, stack up all the evidence, sit your two kids down, tell them why you're leaving, present the evidence, and then send the divorce papers?
With the husband present?
No, without him.
Oh, okay.
You just never even talk to him again. You just walk out the door one day, and the next time he gets to talk to you is through a divorce lawyer after you've taken all of his shit.
I feel like that's putting the kids in a bad position then. Like, they know, and the dad is probably going to be like, oh, like, what happened or whatever. I don't know. Try to get answers. I don't know.
Fuck him.
That is sick. That's like that one story that we had too with the mom having an affair with the daughter's boyfriend. Remember?
Oh,
with
shit.
Chloe.
Yeah. She got pregnant too.
Oh yeah.
That was crazy.
Oh yeah, she got pregnant
by her daughter's boyfriend.
And she thought it was her brother, her half brother.
Yeah.
But it was really her boyfriend's. Well, it was her half brother.
Yeah, but to find out it was her boyfriend's
son.
Kid. That one was crazy.
That one was crazy, yeah.
This one's also crazy.
Yeah.
But that what she said there, Amy just turned 18.
Yeah. This is so sick.
This is fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, keep going.
There's some further information from OP. To not have my initial post be long-winded, because I didn't think I needed to get into the minutiae of this, I didn't bother going into these details. How I inadvertently saw it was this. He was on his phone. He did not have iMessage open currently on the screen, but the application was still open. You know how on the iPhone when you swipe up and it shows all the applications that are open and you can close them? When he was closing out of the applications, something he does compulsively, I noticed it. It's not like he was some kind of idiotic buffoon having iMessage open for all to see. I saw he forgot he had the application running when he swiped up from a completely different app. Also, I did say in my post that I went back on his phone to actually solidify my suspicion on a different day. So you are incorrect in asserting that I'm now magically changing my story. I am being consistent.
Yeah, I mean, right? You go for the evidence, you go to see the chat, and it's just all there. Not only is he a sick motherfucker, he's a dumbass.
There's a comment that says, if she's freshly 18, isn't that illegal? There's no way they weren't doing anything illegal before she turned into an adult. Also, even so, the age gap is over 3 decades. Your husband is suspect as fuck. Police immediately.
Jesus.
Call the fucking police now.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Goddamn.
OP replies to that comment and says, she's been 18 for 5 months now. I haven't been able to gauge when their affair started. I'm trying my hardest to figure that out. He deletes his texts every couple of weeks, it seems like, so I haven't been able to pinpoint when this whole thing started. Crazy.
Damn.
All right, there's an update that comes 5 days later. My brother connected me to a very tough junkyard dog type lawyer. I saved screenshots of all of his conversations with Amy. I was only able to get the last 3 months from iCloud. The conversations were mostly flirty and dirty talk. It was hard to stomach, completely sleazy, and I saw several negative things said about me. His call history showed he talks to her for hours pretty consistently. He uses dating apps. I took screenshots of his profiles and all of the active chats he has with his matches. It's very clear he uses a filter to seek out girls who are 18 to 22.
Gross.
I copied all of his files from the computer. He goes on sex chat rooms and forums, and he spends a ton of money on OnlyFans. I rummaged through every possible hiding spot I could think of in the house. He had various toys, blindfolds, cuffs, lubricants, etc. He also had different outfits, which looked kind of like a girl's Catholic school uniform and a French maid type outfit, too. I picked up Eric and Amy from school, and we all drove to my brother's. They were able to sense something was awry when I picked them up. I delicately told them the entire situation, and I broke down crying. Mary had the most anger, even more than Eric. I met with Amy's mother and told her everything. She confiscated Amy's phone and gave me the entire chat log. It only dated back 3 months ago, like on my husband's cloud. Almost as if they both deleted the messages at the same time. She told me Amy sobbed when confronted. Amy basically told her mother that she will never understand and that she and him are in love. I don't want to get into too many details with what else she was saying, but suffice to say, it's very easy to assume that my husband slowly and methodically became a sage-like figure in her life, making her feel like she could rely on him, and he took advantage of the fact that she came from a broken home. Amy is also nonstop insistent that their friendship only became romantic/physical recently, and before that, she said he was more of a friend and mentor. I confronted Paul over Zoom. The look on his face was scary. He became red and looked so sweaty. He had anger and panic in his eyes. His tone of voice was very defensive and frightening. He kept yelling the word context over and over and over again, and that none of that happened. He was unable to speak without constant stutters and intensity. Nothing really made any sense to me. I refused to tell him where I was, and he said I had no right to take the kids away from him, and then he abruptly left the Zoom. My lawyer is filing for temporary sole custody of Mary and a restraining order. Mary is still the most angry. She's totally furious with her dad and Amy, justifiably so, of course. Mary is recollecting moments and times she watched her dad interact with her friends, and she's in knots about it. Eric is very clearly hurting, but he's so strong and very level-headed. He wants to see a therapist. The maturity my kids are showing makes me so proud. They don't deserve this at all. We made the authorities aware of everything. I plan on being completely unforgiving and ruthless in this divorce. I'm reflecting on how I've been treated and how it's made me a shell of myself and how I've had a very negative opinion of myself because of him over the last 20 years. I don't want to let this scumbag get away with it. I want to reinvent myself and move on stronger than ever.
Best case scenario, I would have to think. Wow. Good. Good on her. And yeah, I feel like she did it the right way. Like, I feel like that's a solid way to go about it. Like, I don't know how much better you could do it. Like, I was just like, yes.
Go
Perfection.
Queen.
Go. Be ruthless.
Exactly. He deserves it. There's another update that comes 5 days later. Thank you again for all the love and encouragement. It gives me comfort and means so much to me. I receive many comments and messages accusing me of faking the story, which oddly also provides comfort because all of this feels unreal even to me. It validates my own feelings that there are people out there who can't even fathom this being true. I wish it were fake. I've been focusing on and worrying about how others are feeling over this, somewhat ignoring my own feelings, which I'm trying to change. I range from anger to numbness like a light switch. We're all safe and still at my brother's house. We're very careful and his house is secured. Paul has tried to call my cell phone several times a day. I'm refusing to interact with him, and I will have my lawyer handle all correspondence. He scares me, frankly. My brother has a very secure house with an alarm system and a deadbolt lock. We feel safe with him. Both my son and I got checked out and tested. It appears so far that we're both clean based on the immediate rapid test, but in the coming days, we'll know for certain when the lab results come in. I'm not overly concerned. Eric is scheduled to see a therapist early next week, which is very good and needed. He's not himself right now. He seems a bit shell-shocked, and I am concerned. He internalizes a lot, and it's hard to get a read on what's going on in his head. That being said, he's thoughtful and has been talking with me, asking me how I'm doing and everything. He's not interested in corresponding with his dad at all. He calls only my cell phone, and he hasn't tried to reach out to Eric or Mary. I get the sense that Paul is extremely nervous. He's scared, and I think he deep down knows that if investigated thoroughly, he would be in big trouble. That's what my gut is telling me. I still think about the Zoom call with him, and the more that I think about it, the more it looked like he was a man whose entire world was crashing down on him. The panic in his face was very apparent. I offered Mary for me to make an appointment with a therapist as well, but she doesn't want to see one yet. She said she's open to it eventually, but wants time to herself. She's been asking her friends about her dad and if they experienced any creepiness from him. Her friends were open and honest with her, and apparently they felt like he stared a lot and sensed his hovering presence whenever they were over. One of Mary's friends went so far as to say that she felt like he was checking her out a lot, like looking at her rear and complimenting the color of her yoga pants. At the time, no issue was brought up about it, but in light of everything that's been happening, it seems strange now. He would sit himself in different areas or vantage points to get a good view of her, she claimed. He also asked questions about what kind of friend group or which clique they were in at school. He kept asking about if they were popular girls. I'm completely embarrassed that they had to experience this in our house. As for the updates on Amy, which is the main reason why I wanted to write this update, I completely agree that she is also a victim. A lot of people have been emphasizing that, and I agree. I've done everything I could in my own power to indirectly get her opportunities to get help. Like I said, I told her mother, and she's been updating me on everything. Amy, unfortunately, is still living in her deluded reality, and I can only pray that she'll eventually come to her senses. She doesn't want to see any doctors or therapists at all, and has been constantly trying to reach Paul because, again, she believes that they are in love. From what I've been told, she hasn't been able to get hold of him, and he's been avoiding communication with her completely. Amy blames me for that and believes I took away his devices and am very controlling. Any truth that her mother tries to convey to her is met with conspiracy theories and hostility. Amy looks at me as a villain and still sees Paul through rose-colored glasses. Her mother showed her screenshots of his dating app profiles and matches, and she refuses to believe it, saying I photoshopped it. According to her mom, Amy keeps saying things like everyone is just mad because she found herself a real man, and that I'm jealous because she takes better care of him than I do. It's in line with some of the conversations I screenshot, where a lot of what Paul says is his complaining about things I don't do for him sexually. Right now, she's insistent that she and Paul will be together in the long run. Ugh, he's honestly a slime ball. I can only hope that Amy comes to her senses, but me directly intervening doesn't feel like it would be productive at the moment. Maybe eventually, though.
Holy Jesus. It just keeps getting worse. This
Not the
is
friends.
not the friends. That's just
Oh my god.
gross.
I'm literally picturing like girls hanging out in the kitchen or something and the dad just like
In the backyard.
in the back or like in the living room like watching.
Yeah, just hovering.
That's disgusting. Are you guys popular girls? Oh my god. Ew. Yuck. You are disgusting. All right.
Ugh.
There's another update. Comes 11 days later. The support again has been overwhelming, and I'm very grateful. Sadly, I've received a lot of negative, accusatory, harassing private messages from people here who think I'm faking the story. Someone made a comment on some post somewhere claiming that my story has been debunked and people believe that person. I've seen an uptick in negative messages accusing me of making this up for money. I'm not asking for money at all. Coming here was completely rooted in emotional desperation, and I didn't expect anyone to get invested in my story this way. But again, I'm not looking for anything out of this. I have no reason to lie. I'm not gaining anything from this. If you don't believe me, that's fine. I don't care, but the only thing I ask is to not cross the line and start sending me private messages that are mean-spirited or accusatory. The only reason I'm continuing to post is because of those of you who have sent me love here, and support really lifted my spirits. As for the divorce, it's very much underway. I'm not going to get into specifics of it because it's ongoing, and I want to make sure everything is going to go smoothly. I got temporary custody of Mary. Paul also has to pay temporary child support. There's a protective order. Paul can't contact us or come near us. Right now, we're just focusing on getting through this legal mess. Again, not getting into specifics because I don't want to mess anything up, but what I'll say is I'm very confident, divorce aside, that there's overwhelming evidence against Paul that will get him in serious trouble, and it will impact him for the rest of his life. I'm sure eventually I can share more about that. I know a lot of people are concerned about his predatory ways, and I just wanted to convey this. Even though I have to be vague right now, justice will come. All of your concern about how my kids are doing psychologically mean a lot to me. Eric has been to therapy twice over the last 2 weeks. I know some people thought I was dismissive of him and acting like he's doing okay. I very much know he's hurting internally, and we're doing everything we can to make sure he knows he's supported and loved. My brother has been amazing in spending time with Eric and Mary, and both of them had confided in him about a lot. My brother has a very healthy marriage, and both he and his wife have really stepped up to the plate for all of us. Mary has not seen a therapist yet, but she promises she will be open to seeing one soon. Her anger has mostly turned into sadness, I noticed, and I hope I can get her to see a therapist soon. Her friends have played a key role in the whole thing, and that's something that Mary has been grappling with as well. I know a lot of people are invested in the well-being of Amy as well. There were a lot of questions about whether Eric and Amy would still see each other at school. It sounds like they go to the same school, but they do not. Eric and Amy went to the same junior high school and knew each other even then, but Amy ended up going to an all-girls Catholic high school while Eric, and Mary too, stayed in public school system. We all lived in the same town, and over the summer, heading into freshman year, is when they were getting to know each other and when they started dating. I wish I had a better Amy update, but it's gotten a lot worse since the last update. Paul has actually been seeing Amy, despite her mother trying to force her not to see him. She tells me that Amy says she's 18 and an adult and she can do what she wants. Her mother is in a precarious spot because if she kicks Amy out of the house for defying her, something that she has threatened to do, which I think is a mistake, she would just run to Paul permanently. The time she spends with Paul has increased over the last week, despite the fact that Paul initially ghosted her when all this first hit the fan. There were some days where Amy would just be gone for hours on end. There's only so much I could do with the Amy situation, but again, I do believe things can be turned around soon with that, given what I know about Paul and what's to come. I can only pray that Amy can get help and guidance when more shit hits the fan. I'm doing everything I can with my own kids and my own mental health, and Amy's mom knows she has my support, and that's all I could really provide.
Oh my God, this is heavy. This is heavy. I'm just so sorry she has to go through all of that, man.
Yeah. So there's a final update.
Okay.
Comes a year after the last update.
Oh, long time.
I'm sorry it's been so long since my last update. I didn't expect to continue to have this overwhelming amount of support from people for this long. Thank you so much. I've gotten so many messages on here that I haven't been able to respond to, so I wanted to share an update with how everything is on my end and my kids' end. OP gives like a brief recap of everything, and then she says, Paul and Amy dated for several months after we started the divorce proceedings. I tried my hardest to keep in touch with Amy's mom to see if there was anything we could do for her to realize Paul's predatory behavior and maybe speak out against him to see if he slept with her or did anything to her when she was younger, but she refused to talk about anything. She was in love still. Just a few weeks before the divorce was supposed to finalize, Paul disappeared. He drained what was left of our shared accounts, what I hadn't already locked down, and left. We found out later that he bought a one-way ticket to Cambodia. I had no idea. I got a notification from the financial tracking alert my lawyer set up. That was it. We were close to finalizing everything. I had full custody of Mary. He wasn't contesting anything. Then he stopped replying, didn't show up to court, never filed anything. Nothing. It was like he just dissolved. Amy, according to her mother, was devastated, and she's completely gone mentally right now. She's basically nomadic, sleeping at friends' homes around the area, refusing to come home. My lawyer pushed for a default judgment and the court granted it. The divorce is technically finalized now. I have custody. He's in violation of the support order, but none of it matters. He's gone. Cambodia has no extradition treaty, no child support enforcement, nothing. There's no way to make him come back. There's no way to make him pay anything. We have no actual clue where he is in Cambodia. One thing that chills me to my core is how notorious Cambodia is when it comes to trafficking minors. Eric's in college. He keeps his distance from everything to do with Paul. He doesn't say much, but he's steady. I know it still hurts. He just doesn't show it. Mary's quiet about it too. She still brings up little things sometimes, things she remembers now in a different light. She asked me the other night if I thought Paul would come back. I didn't answer. I don't think she really wanted me to. I don't know what Paul's doing in Cambodia. I don't know who he's talking to or what his life looks like now. I've had a few people tell me to report him to the FBI or to try to push for an international investigation. I've made the calls. I've filed what I could, but there's only so much that they can do when someone hasn't technically committed a crime that's provable in the United States. I don't believe he left the country just to avoid alimony. I think he's a predator and I think he's a criminal. That's all for now. I don't have much else to give. I'm still here, my kids are still here, and we're trying. Thanks to everyone for their concern and care. It really warms me. It means so much.
Jesus, dude just fled the country to Cambodia.
What the hell?
Oh my God, that's insane.
That is so telling. Because, yeah, like
Right?
she said, it's not just like he doesn't want to pay alimony.
Yeah, it's
Doesn't want to pay child support.
not just the
It's,
child support. But like, how do you even do that? Like, what do you do when you get there? Like, how the frig are you surviving? Like, no job or income or anything?
Yeah.
Like, jeez.
Crazy, 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 crazy. Like, he is a criminal.
Yeah.
Oh my God. How? Oh my God. They were married for 20 years. Could you imagine?
No.
I could not. I could not. I would feel
The worst ick ever.
I would also feel so guilty too to like put my kids through that. Obviously it's not OP's fault. I'm not putting blame.
Yeah, yeah. I
But
know
I'm
what you're
just like
saying.
trying to picture myself as OP, and I would just feel so awful that like there were so many victims in this scenario.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, because I married this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I married this criminal, this creep.
Had 2 kids with him.
Oh my God.
It's intense. That's intense.
So wild. Yeah. All right.
Back
Have
to
anything
me.
to lift the mood?
Oh yeah. Let's pick it up a little bit.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for leaving a fake pregnancy test in the bedroom to catch my husband's mom snooping? My mother-in-law moved in with us a month ago. I began to notice my stuff in the bedroom being touched, furniture rearranged, stuff moved, etc. I felt like I was going crazy because my husband is the only one who has access to the bedroom. He doesn't usually touch nor come near my things. I figured it must be his mom walking in and snooping on my personal things. I told my husband and he said his mom would never. I had a huge hunch but couldn't install a camera in the bedroom to catch her in the act. So I got me one of those fake pregnancy tests and threw it in the bedroom's trash can. Note, the trash can was placed in the corner near the closet. Literally the next day after I got to work, I got a ton of calls and texts from my in-laws congratulating me for my pregnancy. My husband came over to my workplace and was all worked up about it, asking since when was I pregnant and why didn't I tell him? I asked him how he found out, and he said his mom found the positive test in the trash can in the bedroom. I asked if his answer just confirmed that she's been snooping in the bedroom all along. He had a, quote, realization moment, but demanded we stick to the bigger issue. I said there was no bigger issue because the positive test was fake, and this whole thing was done to expose my mother-in-law's snooping. He was not convinced. He had me take an actual test right in front of him, and he was livid, asking how could I lie about such a thing and break his mom's heart since I know very well that she longs for kids.
Okay.
I got a lot of shit because of this from him, his mom, and family, now calling me a liar and a manipulator. Am I the asshole?
Okay, so is he mad because they're not having a kid, or is he mad because his mom isn't having a grandkid?
Right?
How could I lie about such thing and break his mom's heart since I know very well she longs for kids?
Not grandkids, kids.
Oh my God. Okay. I was going to say I could understand if he's upset because he for a moment thought that they were going to have a child. That must be heartbreaking.
Yeah, like I could see how that could be upsetting for sure.
For sure. But no, it's not even for that. He's like upset for his mom.
Yeah. I'm sure he's upset a little bit for himself too.
Well, the way this is worded, it doesn't sound like that. It sounds like
Hopefully he's a little upset for himself too.
okay. Well, she proved her point, and guess what? You're mad that she's right.
Yeah.
Like,
Just
she
a hell of a
fooled
way,
you.
a hell of a way to go about it though.
I love it.
A little too far?
No.
Where's the line?
No,
pregnancy.
No, the line is doing anything to catch your snooping mother-in-law in the act. Anything it takes.
Anything?
Yeah.
You know when
Glitter bomb.
no, that's been done. You know when you go into a bank and you rob the bank and you're like, give me all the money.
Yeah.
Hold up. And they put all the money in the bag. Then you open the bag and get blasted with blue paint.
Okay.
Yeah, do that.
You do that.
They open the door. Boom. Blue ink.
Glitter bomb.
That takes 7 days to wash off.
Glitter bomb never comes out.
Yeah, it does. Blue ink stays on for a long time.
Yep.
Hold them down. Tattoo thief on their forehead.
Thief.
Maybe I shouldn't steal anything. Snoopy. Snoopy.
Snoopy.
A picture, animated picture of Snoopy on her forehead, on the forehead.
Love it.
Come through my door one more time, mother-in-law. Top comment.
Also, sorry. Why didn't the husband believe her? That pisses me off.
Yeah, maybe take another pregnancy test while she was in front of him.
That too.
Please.
But also, just the fact that even before all this.
My mommy would never do such a thing.
Exactly.
No way it was my mom.
Yeah, you're not going to believe your freaking wife?
Wife?
You're done. You're done.
You're done, bud.
Cut off.
Top comment. Not the asshole, but ordering a lock for the door and kicking mother-in-law out seems easier. If you were pregnant, how dare she announce it? So many red flags. One of you needs to go, and it shouldn't have to be you.
Yes, exactly.
What if she was pregnant and she was just waiting for it?
Yeah.
And
who did she get text from?
Her side of the family, his side of the family, and mother-in-law just announces it? Like, okay. There's a waiting period, right? Like, there's a lot of times that people don't want to announce they're pregnant until they're like 2 or 3 months pregnant.
3.
Because of like miscarriages.
Yes.
When you get the pregnancy test, that's
like 6 weeks.
Or less. Like, 3 to 6 weeks or something like that. Like, you get the pregnancy test, you're like, oh shit, it's happening. And then you keep it to yourself until you get through that period where you're ready to announce it.
100%.
Mother-in-law said, fuck all that.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I'm telling everybody.
She told everybody else before she congratulated OP.
Yeah. Couldn't even text OP.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, you're pregnant?
That's so crazy. There are literally so many red flags in there.
I had to run into your bathroom because I had to take a shit, and I just sitting on the toilet dropping a deuce, and I just happened to notice there's a pregnancy test in the toilet.
Yeah, at least fake it. At least come up with a lie.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I met our quota. That's the ThreadTalk quota for talking about poop for the episode. So hopefully that's as deep into some poop as we get.
I don't think I have any more poop.
I don't have no poop stories there.
Me either.
We met the quota.
Perfect.
Right there. All right. Back to you.
Realized I'm touch-starved at the dentist. I went in for a routine dental checkup and possible cleaning. No big deal, just the usual cleaning. Mild existential dread, and accidentally getting a little excited. Everything was fine until my dentist was counting my teeth, and his gloved finger grazed my lip and tongue for some time. I looked up at him through those weird tinted glasses they gave you and just froze. Not in fear, not in pain, just in the sad, quiet realization that I have not been touched in months, and my brain decided this was intimacy, and I'm feeling something. I walked out with clean teeth and an appointment in 6 months, and the crushing awareness that I've hit some kind of single person low. I even thought about calling him. I think I need a hug, or a date, or maybe just less imagination.
Aw, that's kind of sad.
I thought it was hilarious.
It's a little sad. When his rubber finger grazed against my lip, I had a tingle.
Oh my God. The comment says, my last dentist used to rest her breast on my head, but the guy that replaced her hasn't yet.
Oh, man.
Quote, maybe he doesn't have the balls for it. Quote, excuse me, but would it be too much to ask for you to drag your sack across my face?
Okay. Getting a little dirty here.
There's an update that comes 9 days later. So yeah, I, 27 female, probably should have made a throwaway for that post, but too late now. Honestly, didn't think there'd be an update, lol. The day after I posted, I went to a dinner party at a friend's place. Our usual tight-knit group was all there, the 5 of us, eating, drinking, laughing. One of them, Ben, 28 male, was cracking me up all night. I've known him since I was 15. He went through a horrible breakup 2 years ago. Mine was about 4 months ago. At one point, I complained about shoulder pain, and he immediately jumped up, plopped down next to me on the sofa, and started massaging my shoulders. I closed my eyes because his hands were actual magic. I swear I was getting tingles all over. So good. So relaxing. I was practically melting under his touch. Next thing I know, I'm leaning back on him, eyes still closed and his arms around me. He's just gently running his fingers through my hair. It felt so peaceful, like being wrapped in a warm cocoon. I mumbled thanks. I needed this. And he goes, I know. You should have told me you were touch-starved. I was like, what do you mean? Then he just says, I read your post, silly, and starts laughing. That's when it hit me. I was like, what the fuck? And started laughing out of pure embarrassment. Tried to get off of him and the sofa, and this man locks me in his arms while cackling in my ear. I'm squirming with embarrassment, trying to escape, and then I hear everyone else laughing too. They all read my post. I just started laughing and told them all to fuck off, feeling so much embarrassment and cringe. It felt like I was back in school again. Ben's like, it's okay, we understand, we're here for you. If you're struggling and need human touch, I'm here. We all are. You didn't need to tell strangers on the internet.
Oh, fuck.
And he was right. They all were. So I apologized to them for not saying anything and cried. Ugh. Telling them how I've been struggling after my breakup. They just brushed it off like, you're fine, and they all reassured and hugged me. The rest of the night, I stayed curled up next to him on the couch. One friend was passed out on the other sofa, and the married couple in our group were off to the side drinking and chatting. The whole evening was just warm and safe and so full of love. It's definitely a memorable moment I'll remember forever. Since then, Ben's been coming over most nights since he lives close, and we just cuddle and talk. My heart feels full again. That quiet, lonely ache from touch starvation has melted away. I don't feel that emptiness anymore. My battery feels warm and full. So yeah, talk to your friends. Let someone hold you, literally or emotionally, or get that massage. Just do anything. So thanks, Reddit. And yeah, to my friends who are definitely reading this, hi.
Damn, what a turnaround. Oh my. Damn. I love how he's just like, yeah, let me massage your shoulders, and like he's giving her lots of touch, and then they crack a joke, and he just like locks his arms around her, like,
Literally.
no, you're not going anywhere.
They're soulmates.
You're stuck.
I feel it. I feel the energy between them. I'm rooting for them.
Sounds like they're getting together.
Yeah.
Get in there, Ben. Get in there, Ben.
Love that. Reddit, bringing people together.
Go, Ben, go.
All right.
Can you imagine posting something like that and then you just
And then
like,
your friends find it? I
like
would be mortified.
like you just forgot.
I would be
Like you just
so embarrassed.
Forgot. Yeah. All right, back to me.
Back to you.
Am I the asshole for recording my friend's fiance at her bachelorette party and playing the recording for him? I was invited to the bachelorette party for my friend's fiance. It was over the long weekend at a vacation rental on the beach. There was booze, a hot tub, great food. It was definitely a hit. At one point, I was on the deck looking at the ocean, and the bride was drunk in the hot tub with two of her friends. She said she felt more relaxed than she had in a while. I assumed she was referring to wedding planning. One of her friends asked if she was having trouble with the little monster. She said no, that he was manageable for now. At that point, I realized that they were talking about my friend's son. I took out my phone and started recording them. The bride's friend said horrible stuff about my friend's son, and the bride responded positively to everything, laughing and agreeing. Then she said that it was too bad he wasn't old enough to send to military school. I stopped recording when their topic changed. I don't think they ever realized I was close enough to hear them. When we got back, I asked to meet with my friend and I played in the recording. He was quiet while he listened. After the recording was finished, he asked me to send it to him, which I did. Then he asked me to delete it, which I said I would, but haven't yet. I feel like an asshole for interfering. I really do. However, I'm worried about my friend's son. Depending on what my friend does, I might need to send this recording to the poor boy's family. I feel like I've overstepped, but what else can I do? Was I being an asshole?
I don't think so. I think you were looking out for your friend. Um,
Right? I feel like your friend would want to know.
yeah.
About to
It's
marry.
on him, like, what decision he makes,
Yeah.
whether he wants to stay or not, but you at least, like, gave him the full information and what he needs to go into this wedding, like,
Mm-hmm.
at least he knows now, but, I mean, if he chooses to turn a blind eye, like, that's on him, that's on his conscience. I'm a little bit confused when OP says, "Depending on what my friend does, I might need to send this recording to the poor boy's family."
Like maybe
Is
he
he
does
not the
nothing.
dad?
Maybe he does nothing. I don't know. I think so.
What does he mean by family? Because is
I
he
don't know.
not family?
I don't know. I don't know.
Is the bride to be the stepmom?
That's what I'm envisioning.
Okay.
That's what it sounds like. Don't you think it's too? Do you think there's a chance that it's too far? Like she was just joking around in the hot tub and is just blowing it out of proportion.
Well, so it says, like, the friend was making, sorry, yeah, the bride's friend was making the comments, and then the bride was just laughing and agreeing.
Yeah,
It didn't sound like she was making the comments herself, which, like,
but
doesn't.
she does say he's not old enough to send to military school.
Yeah, I don't like that comment. I don't like that at all. But yeah, I don't know. Like, is that something that, like, is a stupid joke that's not actually a joke? Or, like, is that something that she would, like, actually do if that was a possibility, you know? Like,
Mm-hmm.
where's the line?
Where's the line? Yeah. So someone comments and says, "Have you never said anything stupid or you didn't mean while drunk or exaggerated feelings? Is there even a kernel of truth to what she was saying about the difficulty of the kid or about his ex? Did you have ulterior motives in breaking up the marriage? Why does everyone feel the need to be the vigilante and snitch these days?"
I don't know. I don't think I agree with that. I there again, where is the line? Because, like, yeah, it's like none of your business and, like, you don't need to get involved. It's not your not your monkey, not your circus. But
Unless you care about your friend.
yeah, like, unless you care about your friend and, like, you want to look out for them. I did kind of glaze over the fact that OP is a girl because she was at the bachelorette trip.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, this comment might be onto something. Like, are you trying to break up the marriage?
It's very odd that the
Huh.
groom's side has somebody in the bachelorette party. Unless it's a
The
sister.
groom side.
I was just a friend in the bachelorette party. That's not
Oh,
like a sister or cousin.
I don't think so. I think that's pretty common.
You think it's common for men to have a lot of female friends?
I guess not.
And OP replies to that and says, "Yes, I have. I just worry about this little boy. It's bad enough that his mom isn't in his life anymore. He deserves love and support. When I have said stupid things while drunk, there usually wound up being consequences for me later, and I often ended up needing to apologize to someone afterwards."
Yeah, that's fair.
Someone else says, "Is he a little monster though? How old is he? Does he have behavior issues, or is it more caused from bad parenting?"
Mm.
OP replies and says, "He is not a monster at all. He's 2 years old.
Oh,
He doesn't have any behaviors atypical for his age group. The worst thing he does is that he keeps trying to take his clothes off in public because it's so hot this summer. My friend is a great dad who loves his son very much."
2.
2.
He's little.
How can you be a monster at 2?
Yeah. Okay. I don't know whose side I'm on here. Where is the story going? I need some closure.
So an update comes 2 days later. Yesterday afternoon, I got a text from my friend asking me to block his fiance's number. I was a bit thrown by the request and asked if everything was okay. He said he couldn't talk right now and asked me to please just block the number. So I blocked the number. But I have this weird glitch with my Android Auto where if a blocked number calls me, it shows up in my recent calls as a missed call on my car's screen, even though on my actual phone it doesn't ring at all. I was driving later and saw a ton of missed calls from her. There was so many, it exceeded what my car will show me. I kept the number blocked. Later, my friend's best friend, who was supposed to be his best man, called me and asked me if I had heard from our friend. I said yes and asked why. He sent me a screenshot from the fiance's Facebook talking about how people show you their true colors and saying that she is newly single. I tried to call my friend, but he didn't answer. Tonight, I finally heard back from him. The long and the short of it is that he asked her about how she feels about his son. She said he's adorable and sweet. My friend played her the recording and she asked where he got it. He refused to tell her, saying it shouldn't matter. She immediately guessed it was me. He refused to confirm that. She was angry that he wouldn't tell her I recorded her conversation and said she can't trust him anymore. She called off the wedding. Not a great update, but since so many of you were so invested, I thought you'd want to know.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that coming, actually.
Someone comments and says, she broke it off since he would not tell her. Did she address what she said on the video? This is crazy. And OP replies and says, he didn't give me a word for word rundown of their conversation, but from what he told me, once the topic shifted to her wanting to know who recorded her, it never went back to what she said.
Okay, maybe I'm leaping here, but I feel like the bride, or ex now, probably suspected that it was OP. And like,
I mean, who else at the bachelorette party would have
it
recorded
would do
her?
that, yeah, because everybody else is probably on her side.
Yeah.
And maybe she suspected that OP and the groom have had a thing or something. Like, maybe it's deeper than we think. Like, maybe there is something going on with OP and the groom.
6 months later, update.
No
Me
way.
and the groom have started dating.
What?
No, I'm joking.
I don't know which side I'm on here. I don't know who's crazy.
So there's OP makes a comment that elaborates a little more in the recording. One of the bride's friends said she wouldn't be able to put up with such a gross kid, to which the bride laughed and agreed it was difficult. Another asked if she ever wishes he wouldn't come up when he's always jumping in the water.
What?
She said no, but she also laughed. And I don't think laughter was an acceptable response to such a horrible comment. Another friend said if her son had stripped naked in public, she would slap him, to which the bride said she was too shocked to react. My friend's son is 2 and sometimes tries to take his clothes off outside because the summer has been so hot. I'm assuming they are referring to such an event.
Okay, those are all very messed up comments.
Like, I feel like
Okay.
there's one thing of like, oh, he's a little monster. Just makes like a mess everywhere. Never cleans up his toys. Shits his diaper still. He's taking his clothes off in public. Those are like, you're just like venting.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you don't love him or like him or whatever. Yeah, he's a little monster. He's a little hard to deal with. He's a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
You could be making a joke about him being a little monster, in a sense. Is it the best thing? Probably not, but I could kind of see that. There's a bit of a defense that you could have.
Yeah.
Saying, do you ever wish he doesn't come up when he goes underwater? The fuck?
What?
I'm sorry?
Why? Who would ask that?
Who says that?
Who says that?
I would be staring at my friend and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Like, actually, what is wrong with you? You need help. Oh my god. No. Okay, well, I'm definitely on OP's side now. That was very clear.
So another update a week later. This past week has just been nuts. What feels like forever ago, I was at my friend's fiance's bachelorette party. At the party, she said and reacted positively to inappropriate statements about my friend's son. So I recorded her and sent the recording to my friend. When my friend played the recording for her, she wanted to know where he got it, but he refused to tell her. She called off the wedding, stating that she couldn't trust him. I just found out that she has declared her intention to sue my friend for any funds she has already spent on the wedding, even though she left him. He has had a lot of money too, probably around as much as she is. So if anything, she should be compensating him. She is also telling people that she left him because she feared for her safety, as he was spying on her and having her followed. A complete lie. It's not that far stretched. She has gone from saying that my friend is the love of her life that she can't wait to spend forever with to saying he is manipulative, controlling, and has ruined her life. Quite a turn. She apparently wants around $25,000 to reimburse her for her dress, the cake deposit, the florist fee, the wedding planner's fee, and her emotional pain and suffering. It's an absolute mess, and the wedding was supposed to be in 8 days, so several people already have non-refundable travel arrangements and are completely confused. I have her number blocked, but she emailed me saying she would accept monetary contribution towards my friend's debt from me since this situation is all my fault because she knows I'm the one who recorded her. I reported the email as spam and ignored it. My friend already paid for the venue and the catering, so he is considering throwing some sort of impromptu fundraiser for a local charity that day, but it's probably too close to the date in question to get the word out. This whole sequence of events has me in utter disbelief.
Oh my God. 25K. And she left him. And she's like, I know this is all your fault because you're the one that recorded me.
Yep.
Actually, you're the one that
Said vile shit.
exactly.
Yep.
Or at least didn't stop, like encouraged.
Yeah.
Encouraged. You may have not said it, but you also didn't stop it.
Right?
Wow. That was crazy.
Damn. Take a breath.
Yeah. I would just have like, if you can't plan a fundraiser, that's a great idea if you can pull it. But otherwise, just have a party. Don't let it go to waste.
Big old party.
Yeah.
Yeah, with all your family that's flying in. Just have a
Exactly.
gathering.
Yeah, your family's coming. Anyway, so might as well.
Just have a party. Quick side note before we continue on here at ThreadTalk Podcast. If you guys are having a great time and you're listening on Spotify, we'd appreciate those 5-star reviews and to drop a comment down below. Are you Team Teresa or are you Team Denver? Tell Teresa how much you love her.
Thanks, honey.
Don't forget, we also get early access on YouTube for 99 cents a month, and you can get some early access to all those YouTube videos. And if you want early access to these Spotify episodes, come check us out on Patreon. You'll get, instead of Tuesday, you'll get Friday access to every single episode. Also, bonus episodes on Patreon every single Friday. We're up to, coming up,
50-something.
60
whole episodes on Patreon, guys.
on Friday. That's going to be 60 bonus episodes for you. Some of our best epic stories have come from Patreon. So just sign up, do it for like a week, binge all the 60, and then you can cancel it. Don't worry about staying on. But if you do want to stay on and support us, we appreciate that too. It's a challenge. You know, like when people go to the restaurants and they eat those like pizza challenges of so big.
The
Yeah.
stuff I'd love to watch.
Yeah. Come on to Patreon and like, how long will it take you to listen to all 60 Patreon episodes? It's a challenge. You let us know how fast you did it.
All right. My husband is still best friends with the girl he had a 6-year long-term relationship and admitted I was ugly when they recently hung out. I, 32 female, have been married for 4 months now, and we had dated for 2 years prior. This girl has been in his, 38 male, friend group for quite some time now, and it has never been an issue till recently. We had hosted a little celebration recently, and at a point, all the ladies were gathered in a room and I was chatting with her. She's unmarried and 3 years older than me, and is stunningly pretty too, like model gorgeous. So we were laughing and talking well, till she brought up my husband, asking me how it's going and if he was troubling me in any way, in a joking manner. She then pulls her phone out and scrolls down to show me pics of his from before. I was surprised she still had all the pics from that time. But nearly every single one of them were during the time they dated, and when I got uncomfortable and told her to stop, she just laughed it away. My husband was in his 20s then. She called it his prime, and they traveled more than me and him ever did. What shocked me most was that she showed me pics and videos of them traveling to Barcelona twice. And this was shocking because when I told him about visiting that place, he outright refused and said he hated that place, calling it boring. At a point, I was tired of her telling all their stories, so I left. It was probably a bit stupid to get angry about something like this, but I decided to leave the room. Later on, somewhere around late night, all of his friends were down in the living room. One of their spouses had to breastfeed, so I gave her a separate room for privacy. I thought of joining them all, then I heard one of the guys talking about how my husband's parents accepted me in the family. He and his family are all Koreans, and most of his friends belong to the same community. I am from Indonesia, and it was a lot of trouble when he told his parents about me. Though all of that has been fixed now, it felt weird to listen to that again because a lot of slurs are still thrown around, even though I've been living here for years. My husband told him it's been tough, but it's all right now. And then his friend, who I was chatting with earlier, talks about how she had sent him on many blind dates with pretty women and decided to choose me. They were all drunk, so maybe they didn't know or didn't mean those words, but it still hurt a lot. They all started laughing loudly, telling my husband how I was a bit ugly according to his standards in the past, and one of them even acknowledging his relationship with the girl. My husband then said words I never imagined he would, telling them that I might be ugly, but I married her. Someone who used to comfort me when I cried or bring me to a shop and gifted me clothes. Someone I was now trying to have a kid with, admitting I'm ugly, felt terrible. All the incidents of the day just came down and I walked out before I heard too much. I decided to shower and then go to sleep before they all did. But even this morning, after they all left and my husband slumped back into bed, I still kept thinking about it. It's difficult to convince myself now that they're only friends. They have a longer history than I did with him, and his friends acknowledging it was even worse. This morning, despite his state, he hugged her goodbye and arranged a pack of sweets he told me she likes to enjoy for her trip back. It's been eating on my insecurity, especially after seeing the pictures. My husband looked much younger, without the fine lines now appearing, and the youthful look back then. A part of me is jealous I never enjoyed that part of him. Whereas she's not only more rich than me, but also too pretty, and it hurts after being called ugly by someone I thought who loved me. This has been bugging me for a while and also seems like a very stupid thing to confront about. So, can any of you give me advice on what to do?
I got nothing. That hurts. I just couldn't
I
imagine. Like, what advice is there? Divorce? Are we not supposed to say the D word? Like, is that not the advice you're looking for? How could you,
How could you say
how,
say that about someone that you love?
how could you? Yeah,
How could you find your I don't know how you could find your partner ugly.
right?
I feel like even if they were what's the word?
Not a 10.
Not a 10. Even if they were not like the normal beauty standard or whatever. I feel like your love for them overpowers that, and then you don't find them. I don't know. I feel like you have to have some sort of attraction, or your love will surpass.
Well, maybe it's not love. Although
Yeah.
there's got to be some type of love here because she's like a whole different ethnicity than him. And he had to go against his community, his parents' wishes and stuff to marry her. So there's got to be some kind of love. Like, if he finds her ugly, why did he try so hard to marry her when he could have just married a Korean girl from the community or
Yeah,
something?
I don't know. But it is I still stand by my fact. I don't think
I agree with you. For sure. Like, I feel like when you find your person, like, they're the most beautiful person to you.
exactly. There's no word, even if they're not conventionally
Pretty.
pretty or attractive or whatever, I feel like you still find them, you're still attracted to them because of that love. Otherwise, then I don't know, I feel like
I feel like your partner's got to be a 10 to you.
exactly.
Like, in
Yeah.
your eyes, in my eyes, Teresa's a goddamn 10.
Thank you.
Little dime over here.
You too, honey.
Little dime piece. So I feel like, yeah, you got to have that, obsession with your partner.
I don't know how to proceed with this because
Bro, this would rattle me to
it
my core.
would.
I would have a hard time looking at you.
I'd be so insecure.
Yeah, I'd have a very, very hard time, looking at you again.
I wouldn't want to kiss you. I wouldn't want to be intimate with you. I wouldn't even want you to look at me. I would every time you would lay eyes on me, I would be insecure. You're
Yeah.
picking out a
Anytime you said something, I'd be like, you're
yeah.
lying.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a dirty,
Anytime
dirty
you
liar.
compliment me.
Yeah, anytime you compliment me, oh, you look good today. You're a lying piece of shit. Oh, I love your eyes today. You're a lying piece of shit. Oh, your hair looks great today. You're a lying piece of shit. I love the makeup you did today. You're a lying piece of shit.
Yeah. I as much as I don't know. It already sounds like OP is not very secure too. She's she sounds
Yeah.
very insecure, and this just kind of really just like kicked her while she was down. I don't see a an avenue where this can be mended.
Do you know what revenge? You know what kind of revenge she should get on him?
What? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. You shouldn't be calling your wife ugly. Yeah.
Yeah, she should throw cold water on him.
From last episode?
Yeah, cold water though, with ice in it
Yeah.
while he's sleeping. I heard the shit talking you said last night. I don't appreciate that.
What's with the accent?
I don't know, just try to ramp it up.
Top comment. Your issue shouldn't be with this woman, but with your husband. The man you married feels comfortable sitting around with friends and talking badly about you. A good man would have shut down that conversation and never allowed guests in his home to degrade his wife in any way.
You gotta stop focusing on the woman. But she's still kind of rude too.
She is
Why
rude.
is she bringing up all these pictures and shit?
Because she is living in the past.
Why is she even there?
Why is she there? I guess
Why is
they're
she
like
there?
all a group of friends.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? They dated for 6 years and now she's no longer dating him. Why the fuck is she even in the
6
house?
years is a long freaking time.
Yeah.
Like, that is a lot of
Imagine we still
history
hung
there.
out with my ex.
No, I cannot imagine.
Why the fuck is she even there?
Yeah. Some people are just better than me. I wouldn't be able to do that.
I wouldn't be able to do that either. What are you talking about? That doesn't happen. Why is she even there? I don't know. I'm not down for it. I would like...
Yeah. To add to this comment, not only did like he allow these comments to happen in his own home from his friends and like saying bad things about his wife, he also joined in on it.
Yeah.
And he confirmed.
She may be ugly. She may be the ugly duckling, but I married her. She's my ugly duckling.
What the fuck? Not the ugly duckling. Oh my god. No, that's so horrible. Oh my god. I would need like what's it called? When they drill into your brain. Fuck. I would need a lobotomy. I would need a fucking lobotomy.
People were screaming for 2 seconds, like on that episode when I didn't know what the horsey thing's called. Spurs? Yeah,
Oh yeah, you got
were-
a lot of those.
they
comments.
were raging in the comments. Not raging, but they were like, I was screaming in my car. Spurs!
Spurs,
Lobotomy!
God damn it.
A lobotomy!
Yeah, no, I don't think I would be able to function as a normal human being after this.
I wonder if there's some kind of like twisted reason for their relationship from like his POV. Like,
is it a kink or something?
maybe a kink, maybe it's like a control thing. Like if you feel like, you take someone who doesn't have
They're
confidence in
superior?
themselves, you can boss them around.
Yeah,
They're
it's a control
superior.
thing.
You can make them like a housewife, kind of like a servant kind of thing, like a superior thing, like some
that thought did
twisted
cross my mind.
form of that.
Yeah.
Of like, you don't have to worry about them leaving you because who would they leave
Exactly.
you for type of thing.
I was thinking that, but I was like, I don't want to like psychoanalyze this too much more than it needs to be. But like, no, I mean, this is our podcast. We can do what we want.
That's right. We'll psychoanalyze whatever the fuck we want.
No, but I was thinking that because like, I just like, I do not think that anybody would do this to someone that they truly love and care about.
Right? It sounds like he like, I married her. Like, why?
Yeah, why? Like, it is making me think why. Because I don't think that there is love there.
Not from him. I don't think so. That's not how you treat
him.
someone that you love.
Yeah. There was an edit that says, she even talked about sending each other bouquets without roses but gifts instead. I used to tell him that I wanted one of those for my birthday with books, but he told me he had better things in mind and never gave me one. I feel bad that he didn't do it when I asked him, but was a routine for someone before me.
Okay. Fuck this girl. Why is she bringing up all of this shit? And fuck him for just being a shitty fucking husband.
Literally. This poor woman. Oh my God, my heart like aches for her. All right, so there is an update. So I shared this incident with my friends, and they have urged me to make plans to go to Barcelona with them. I agreed, and we went to do a bit of shopping for it. I have been feeling way better now after talking to them and all the support you guys gave too, so I'm really grateful.
Quick life hack. If you want to feel better, go spend your husband's money on some
There you
shopping.
go. My husband has been texting me continuously for a while now. I am staying at my friend's house for a while. I texted him saying that I wasn't happy with the company he kept and told him about what his friend did, showing me their pictures. I also told him that he admitted I was ugly to his friends. He answered by saying that he was mostly drunk and didn't mean it, and that he and his friends' culture is where it's normal to comment on people's appearances and not to take it to heart, and said all the cheesy stuff after that about how he still thinks I'm really beautiful, but I can't accept that anymore. He told me he'll talk to his friends about it and ask them to apologize. I also told him that I can leave if he still has feelings for his friend, and he said that it was all in the past and there's a reason they broke up. He told me I'm the one he wants to have kids with, but I feel like he wants me to be a baby producing machine for his family. Okay, there it is. I'm still looking for a lawyer, and my brother has offered to help me too. He got really angry after hearing about the situation. I have a place of my own where I might shift to after I come back from the trip. My husband is back to constantly calling, though I texted him to stop and he hasn't done anything yet. I'm still a bit confused, but I think this trip is going to help me clear my mind. I haven't told him anything yet, and I am thinking of blocking him in my socials, though my friends suggest to see that I am living my best life even without him.
That's right.
Go on that trip, enjoy Barcelona,
Do it up.
and show him what he is missing.
Right? Make him regret the day.
Rue the day.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. You make that happen. You have a great time while you go to Barcelona. And to play devil's advocate, in fairness, she mentioned the other chick. She said that they went to Barcelona twice on a trip, and then he said to her that he finds it boring and stuff. I feel like
I feel like
that's a
that
little
is
bit fair.
valid.
That's a valid, fair. Like you've
Yeah.
gone twice with your ex.
Yeah, you
You kind of a reason you don't want to go again.
Yeah.
You're like, I want to go somewhere new with you. I want to go
Yeah.
explore somewhere new.
Yeah.
So I'll give him one mulligan,
Yeah.
+1 to your -45.
Exactly.
Your -44.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
Top comment on this one says, ignore that advice from your friends and block him. You want this trip to be for you, not for some jab at your ex.
That's true too. Yeah. Go for you. Don't let
That's a good point.
Yeah, don't let your ex drive things. You need to
But it
drive
could be
things.
like relieving,
No, for sure
like,
it could be relieving.
cathartic
But like
in a way.
but stop thinking about him, Do it for you. That's what they're
Yeah.
saying, right? Like
Yeah.
don't go to spite him. Get him out of your head. Stop, don't keep doing it and think of him while you're doing it. Go do it and only focus on it and don't focus on anything else.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
Yeah.
you need to do.
Yeah. I hope she gets over him quickly because he is an asshole.
Asshole. Asshole. Asshole.
All right, that's all I got.
Okay, back to me.
Back to you.
Back to me.
To you.
It's Denver's turn.
My husband's turn.
That sounded cool.
We've been married for a month and a half.
Time is flying by.
Yeah.
Why is it going so fast?
It's okay. We have many years together.
That's right. Hopefully at least 69. Listen, you guys may think that I just like to be dirty, which I do. It's okay. But 69 plus 31 equals 100.
Oh.
That's my goal.
So
That's the
you want to
target.
reach 100.
I want to get to triple
I'll
digits.
only get to 95.
Why?
You're saying hopefully we only have 169 more years together?
At least.
Oh, okay.
Just like the last 7.5 years have been great. Can't wait to look forward to the next 7.5 years. I've been doing that since we first started dating. She's like, what do you mean?
I used to hate that.
We're going to break up in 2 years? We're going to break up in 3 years? We're done dating in 4 years? 4 more years is all we got left? You're misunderstanding the saying. It's not how the saying goes.
I get it now.
Oh, now you get it.
Yeah.
I said it.
Yeah, no, you always got it, but like I always saw it as a negative. Happy 2 years, can't wait for another 2. Like it just sounds like, okay, it's ending after 2. Like,
That doesn't.
what about the rest of our lives?
Now that once we get to 8, doesn't sound like 8. Okay, 8's a long time now.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what's gonna happen in 8 years.
Okay.
I'm joking.
Where's this podcast gonna be in 8 years?
Who the hell knows?
What episode would we be on?
Oh, hundreds.
Be like 500. Be like show 504.
Whoa, that's it?
How many years did I say?
8 years.
So yeah, 52 a year. Divide that in half. So that's like 400. We're at 86. Plus there's like the 2s and the 4s. You gotta take that. We'll be just under 500.
There's podcasts that have like 500 episodes.
They're cranking out more than one a week.
That's true. That's true.
We don't got time for that.
We got Patreon.
We got RV life to live.
Oh yeah, we
don't
do.
got time for more than one episode a week. I guess technically we do 2 episodes a week. What am I saying? If you want that second episode a week, what do they need to do?
Come on over.
Join
Come to the
Patreon.
dark side.
I like it. All right. Am I the asshole for playing a voice recording to prove to my friend her daughter isn't nonverbal? So I, 30 female, have a friend, 34 female, that has a nonverbal daughter, 3 female. Let's call her Allie. I watch her 4 days out of the week in my in-home daycare. I require contracts for every child, and she never filled out the special needs section. And at no point when she asked me to take Allie did she mention any type of speech delay or non-speaking issue. Although Allie didn't speak much at first, I figured she was shy. She communicated her needs to me very well and said small things to me frequently. Last month, I was in the bathroom. I kept the door barely cracked with a wedge so I can listen for any dangers and they can't walk in on me or see me. She walked by and said, "Ew, you stinky." I laughed and told her mom I'd pick up what she said, and I was met with, quote, "She isn't verbal. Why would you mock her?" I reassured her that Allie had spoken to me quite a few times, and I thought that it was a huge milestone from when she first arrived and was barely saying anything. She told me she didn't believe me and that it was messed up that I would make up something like that to upset her. I told her that I wasn't trying to upset her, but I wasn't lying either. I didn't press the issue further. Here's where I might be the asshole. I decide to record Allie, a voice recording, not her face, telling me her name and what her favorite animal is. I had full intentions of showing the mom the recording, but I was scared at first because of her blow up at me and didn't know how she would react. After a few short pickups and drop-offs, she told me it was water under the bridge and that she didn't want to talk about it anymore. She even insisted that I went to the birthday party. After that, I was just happy Allie could continue and I ended up forgetting I had the recording at all. Fast forward to Friday, which is now about a month later, and she had a birthday party for her child. At the party, I was socializing with the other family members. Honestly, I'm a total dumbass for forgetting that her family fully thought that she was nonverbal. And I mentioned the funny things Allie has said to me while we were reading an animal book. Turns out the person I was talking to was her sister, and she started yelling at me, "She is nonverbal! Why are you lying?" Both her and her sister started berating me, saying that it's fucked up that I'm making this up about Allie being verbal. At this point, I'm tired of being called a liar. I have 2 disabled children whom my son was nonverbal for many years. I wouldn't lie about something like this. So while everybody was staring at me, I was scared and I felt backed into a corner. So I, now remembering that I had the recording, decided to prove my case and I played the voice recording. Everybody was shocked and my friend told me to leave. I told her I didn't want to cause issues, but I'm not going to be berated and called a liar. She said that I crossed the line recording her daughter and that I'm an asshole for embarrassing her at the party. Now I feel horrible and wondering if I should have just let it go.
I don't think so. I don't think you're an asshole. Why wouldn't your first reaction be like excited and joyful that like, oh my gosh, your daughter is actually speaking?
Like, oh wait, she was talking around you? She's
Yeah.
never said anything around
Why
me. This
is
is
it-
amazing. Praise the Lord.
Why is it like I'm met with hostility because she spoke to me? Like, is it a jealousy thing? Like
Is this my fault?
she speaks to OP and not her mom? Like, I feel like that's where the anger is coming from. It might be jealousy.
I've got a theory.
Okay.
A little theory over here. When the mom goes, "She isn't verbal. Why would you mock her?" She's saying it. She's typing it in all caps. So I imagine the mom's like yelling at her, and then the
Yeah.
sister's like, "She is nonverbal. Why are you lying?" Once again, written in caps. So I'm envisioning that this is like they're yelling at her. There's so much yelling going on in the household. Maybe a freaking 3-year-old is a little scared to talk because they
Mhm.
get yelled at.
Yeah. 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 It does sound sad. Like
Yeah.
I
Who wants their kids to be nonverbal? Like, bro, they either they say something or they don't. Like, why are you in denial? Why are we
yeah.
refusing to accept that the kid can talk?
Yeah, exactly. It
Cause
should
she,
be
cause she's scared to talk.
happy.
Yeah, and doesn't talk a lot. I mean, she's nonverbal.
I think it's maybe jealousy and guilt for exactly your point. Like maybe the reason she isn't talking is because like she doesn't feel comfortable in her own home to talk.
Yeah. Top comment. Not the asshole. I can't imagine what this child is going through being treated like she's completely nonverbal when that's not the case. In fact, I can't help but wonder if the way her mother seems to react may have a part to play in why she's nonverbal around her mother.
Mhm.
That being said, you did the right thing trying to bring this to the mother's attention in a polite and calm manner. Her reaction was unreasonably abrasive, as any parent of nonverbal children would be over the moon to hear their children is beginning to make progress. I don't think recording the child's voice was in the wrong. You weren't posting it all over the internet. You weren't going behind the mother's back and showing people the recording. You only did it after she berated you for lying, which wasn't the case. You recorded the voice to specifically try to update the mother on her daughter's condition,
Mhm.
as having that updated knowledge is important. I would normally say it may have been a better option to ask permission to record the child's voice, but judging by the way you described the mother, I feel like that probably would have just led to more conflict in the first
Yeah.
place.
Exactly. Very well put. You weren't doing it as a like, "Ha, told you so. Gotcha." It was more like, "No, guys, like believe me, it is here is the proof because I want you to know that her condition has improved, not because I want to be right."
Very, very odd that somebody wouldn't be hyped to find out,
Agreed.
yeah, that their kid is talking.
Agreed.
OP replies to that person and says, "Unfortunately, I use the term friend loosely. I used to work at the daycare her daughter went to when she was a baby. I was the baby room lead teacher. I left the daycare about 2 years ago after dealing with other teachers trying to verbally/emotionally abuse the toddlers. I called the state on them and they told me to keep my mouth shut or I'll be fired. So I left. When she got wind that I had an in home daycare about 2 months ago, she called and asked for a spot. Up until a month ago, she seemed nice and well put together, but now I'm not so sure."
Hmm.
Yeah, you could always be like, "Hey, you embarrassed yourself. How about you reconsider your kid at my daycare?"
Yeah.
Or whenever like the renewal period comes up, like you're up 50%. You don't always have to be like, "Hey, you're not allowed to come here anymore," but you just increase the rate to make it worth it dealing with her.
Yeah.
So there's an edit for clarification and extra context. Whenever she would pick up and drop off, she wouldn't ask me much other than, "How was her nap? How much did she eat?" And I would hand her the daily report. Then she would leave and not stay for small talk, even when I would try to initiate. I know people have busy lives, so I'm not going to try to make them stay and talk to me about their life story. I also didn't do the recording to embarrass her in any way. I didn't mean any vindication by it. I can admit I should have shown her immediately after I recorded it, but I'm also human and I was afraid of a second blow up. Then, after her saying that it was water under the bridge, I was just happy that she wasn't going to take Ali away, so I put it in the back of my mind and forgot about it. I feel bad about how I went about my defense, hence the post. I know it was unprofessional and unethical. I apologize profusely to everyone at the party and the family as well. I'll be putting cameras in my home that everybody will have access to, as well as updating all the contracts to let parents know what is going to happen going forward. Peace of mind for everybody sounds good to me. Also, I'll be making a call to CPS about the situation and see what they have to say. Thank you, everyone, to your kind words. I guess going back to the root of the issue, do we think that she was a bit of an asshole for recording without permission and then throwing it in their faces 2 months later or a month
No,
later?
I don't think so. I don't think she was doing it. Like I said, it wasn't because like I told you so moment. It was to show progress on her condition
Mm-hmm.
and in her care. Like, this is, if the mom is saying, oh, she's nonverbal, she doesn't speak at all at home, wouldn't you want to know that if your kid is doing that somewhere else? Like, here is proof.
Yeah. But besides that, she recorded without permission.
I still don't really see an issue with that. I don't know.
I could see an issue with it. Me personally, I don't have an issue with it, but I can
Yeah.
see why other people would have an issue with it.
I could see that too. I don't have an issue with it.
I'm like, send me a compilation of my kid just falling on their butt all day long.
Compilation.
Send me a compilation of my kid falling on their butt.
Compilation
of my kid falling on their butt with a funny soundtrack to it. You know, like they're standing, they're playing, and they just plop on their butt like a little kid, and then just like cut it, rapid fire all together, plop, 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 plop to a song.
All right.
That's it.
All righty.
Wow. Welcome to the end of the very first RV ThreadTalk podcast studio episode.
We have a lot in store this summer.
We got a lot coming up. I'm really hoping that we like park somewhere and it's just like epic mountains in the background.
That will be the case.
And it's quiet and there's no like outside noise pollution.
Yeah.
And we can record an episode.
Oh.
Like sitting outside with the background mountains. Epic scenery background.
I hope so too, but I'm not sure if that will ever happen.
We'd have to get very lucky. One, we'd have to have like an incredible camp parking spot where nobody's around us. And then two, there has to be like no wind. And then like no wildlife noises.
Yeah.
No running water noises from like a river, creek or something like that. It had to be very quiet.
Yeah.
Or maybe those nature sounds could be like part of the podcast.
Yeah, it could be fun.
Cool.
That's bear. A beaver.
No, squirrel.
Oh.
Eating his peanut. I haven't fed a peanut to a squirrel in a long time. Denver's his peanut feeding squirrel era is officially complete, I guess. No more Toronto park hikes.
Yeah. On to bigger, better things.
Yep. All right. Q&A or life updates? What should we do first this time?
Let's do Q&A.
All right.
Just a couple.
Let's find some. Just a couple quickies.
Just a couple.
I feel like we've been really missing out. I've been pushing them because we had so much to do. We had the wedding, and then we had moving, and we had the honeymoon. We had all of that stuff, and we still have to talk about like actually moving. We haven't even like talked about the moving. We haven't even talked about like the 4 a.m. moving.
We don't really need to get into it. We talked about it on Patreon. If you want to come on over to Patreon.
Oh, Teresa over there gatekeeping the life.
Well, we have a lot to talk about. I don't think they care about our move.
I also eat with my fork in the right hand and my knife in the left hand, so I think Teresa's pretty okay with it. If people are too bothered by how society's rules dictate our action, it makes life less enjoyable. Don't you think, Denver? I agree. In a certain sense. There was a lot of other comments when we were talking about the cutlery issue from so many episodes back. And a lot of them were saying, oh, I'm left-handed. It makes sense for me to eat this way or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like I'm left-handed. It makes sense to keep my fork in my left hand because I'm left-handed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but even if you're right-handed, you should keep your fork. That's not, Teresa's not left-handed, and that's how she eats.
So what?
And even if you're right-handed, you have to keep your fork in your left hand. Or is it they're saying that the knife is easier in your left hand when you're left-handed?
They're saying that they eat the way I do.
Right, which is fork in the right hand.
Yes.
Okay. So it doesn't matter if you're left-handed or not. And when they made up the rules, the people of old society of eating properly, there was fork in the left hand, knife in the right hand. Even though most people wanted the frickin' fork to be in the right hand because most people were right-handed. That was still the ways the rules are made. So I am still resilient on the fork and knife issue. I still have the same
It's resistant.
Yes.
Not resilient.
Fuck me.
I am still resilient.
Okay. Next one. Question for Teresa. Are you an audit or tax for accounting? And why did you choose that?
Ugh. I'm neither anymore. Thank God. But I was audit. Every time I used to tell people that I am a CPA or whatever, they're like, "Oh, can you do my taxes?" No, I can't.
I do our taxes.
Denver literally does our taxes.
TurboTax for the win. Anybody listening who works at TurboTax, feel free to come on board. We could get TurboTax to sponsor an episode. That'd be great.
But yeah, I was assurance, and it was a great 3 years. Not really. Got my CPA and dipped.
Nice. Okay, moving on. Teresa, you by chance follow the Lively versus Baldoni case? What's your thoughts on Taylor getting subpoenaed? Do you think Taylor has any involvement in the case as what the media is putting out?
No. Well, it came out now that it was dropped. No, I never thought Taylor had anything to do with it. I thought, okay,
Taylor would never.
I've had faith in my girl Taylor. Let me just say this.
Taylor's never let us
And
down.
you know what? I will say I was wrong though, because I was on Blake's side. I was on her side, and I freaking because the thing is, I will always believe a woman, and it will take a lot of evidence against for me not to believe a woman. But unfortunately, there's a lot of evidence against Blake Lively. But no, in terms of Taylor Swift, never doubted her once. She is my girl. She was trapped. She was fooled, conned, if you will.
Great answer.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Okay.
Q&A. Are you guys Maple Leafs fan? Do you watch hockey? Did you watch the emotional Winnipeg loss the other day? I will take this one.
Go for it.
Because all the other ones are labeled Teresa this, Teresa that. This one's not Denver. It's generic, but I'll take it because I got nothing else. We are not Maple Leafs fans because we do not watch hockey, and we did not watch some emotional Winnipeg loss the other day, but I think I heard about it. I think that was the Game 7 loss for the Stanley Cups. Sucks for you guys. Better luck next year. Let me know
Go
if anybody,
golfing.
let me know if anybody wants to talk about motocross with Hayden Deegan and Jet Lawrence. If so, what's up? But yeah. This question, very, very important question for us in the podcast. Okay, this is probably we're gonna end. This is gonna be the final Q&A question.
Okay.
Because it's the most important question that I have ever come across since we started doing this.
Let's hear it.
This one's come from Sky Rosin. Rosin? R-O-I-S-I-N.
R-O-I-S-I-N. Royson.
Royson. From Sky Royson. Do you guys even like each other? Awkward episode, LOL.
I think we don't, actually.
I think
This
we hate
is just
each
a
other.
business transaction.
We're just co-hosts.
We are.
We barely stand each other. We didn't recently get married. We don't have 2 cats together. We didn't recently move out of the apartment that we've been living in for the last 4 years and been dating for the last almost 8 years now, and then buy a truck and RV to therefore stay inside the truck and RV and travel full time. We don't both work from home and work at the same
Spend
station.
every waking second together.
We didn't change our work from home station from working beside each other to working in front of each other and staring at each other above our laptops all day now.
Because we hate each other.
And we certainly don't sleep together every night because we like each other. That's just a business transaction for the podcast.
Exactly.
Yes.
We're only here for your entertainment. And
yes.
that only.
So, with all due respect, Sky.
Glad that clears it up.
Yeah. Glad that clears up. With all due respect, Sky, fuck you. On to the life updates.
Going out with a bang.
Bang! All right. Should we just give them the cliff notes of it then?
Yeah.
Okay, so the juiciest details are on Patreon, but essentially what ended up happening, our move took us much longer than we thought, And our move ended at 4 a.m. the next day. You know how you usually move and you're like, yeah, 8 p.m. you go to bed, and the new place is great. 4 a.m. for us.
Mm-hmm.
And everything's been good. Electrical system on the RV is all set up. Solar panels are all installed. Today, I just finished the kitty litters that are underneath the storage bay. So the cats have like a secret tunnel that goes out of the RV living room into the storage
cool,
area.
guys. It's
Pretty cool.
actually really cool. And Denver killed that.
Thank you.
They love it.
They were both back there at the same time.
Yeah.
Checking it out and everything.
Yeah. And that's big for them because they don't like each other.
Right? Luna usually runs away, but she was like exploring it with Jack. It was
Yeah.
it was funny.
It's perfect. It's like a little nook for them too, like a little hidden getaway.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, RV, it took me like 2 weeks to get all the solar panels and the electrical system hooked up. We got Starlink, internet's good. We've been working here for a week. It's been a solid week now, and we're getting comfortable.
Yep. It's becoming a home for sure. My parents just visited yesterday, and my Zio for the first time to check out the RV, and they were like shocked at how nice it was and how big it was, and
it's actually crazy how much living room space that we've
upgraded.
Yeah, like we could do like yoga together.
Like actually
in our living room now.
We could do our Nike workouts here.
Yeah. We went from having one couch to 3, now 2 couches. Because where we're sitting used to be a couch.
Yeah, this used to be a couch. But we didn't need 3 couches. We're 2 people.
Well, the original plan was to make this our workstation, keep the kitchen table. But there's a lip underneath our feet here, which would have made it really awkward to have a desk. So we made the kitchen table our desk, and we eat on these theater chairs that are out of camera range. And we turned this into a badass podcast studio, which was Teresa's idea, because I was just going to have us sit on the ugly couch behind the camera right now. And Teresa was like, no, let's do a podcast studio. And it came together.
Yeah, we actually weren't planning on doing any of this.
No, we weren't. We were planning on filming from the couch. We had no idea if we were keeping the sign, the pineapple. We had no idea. And
guys, I want to clear up the pineapple. Like, I'm afraid.
Like, if there's new people?
I don't know. Why do we have a freaking pineapple? Like,
because we want it at the rec room.
I know, but I'm worried. It's in all of our videos. It's in all of our TikToks. I'm worried it's sending the wrong message. It's upright.
We're not
It is
swingers.
not upside down.
We're not swingers. Don't stop hitting us up in the DMs.
Nobody ever has, but
so then maybe they're not confused.
I hope they're not, but I don't know. After the cruise and like when your cousin came over and they're like talking about the pineapples, and I'm like, oh man, I'm afraid we're just like flaunting this pineapple on the podcast for like 40 episodes, not like 20 episodes now.
Well, do you still read the Instagram comments? Because I stopped. They could be all over those comments.
I don't read those anymore.
Yeah,
there's too many.
Yeah.
We're so big, guys.
Huge. Thanks to you guys for listening, though. No, but seriously, thank you guys. We appreciate it. Teresa put together this little table together.
I did it all by myself.
Teresa picked out these chairs.
Took me 3 hours.
Yeah, good job.
Yes.
And we just got it together right before we started this episode.
The cats.
They're adjusting.
They've been great.
Yeah. Haven't tried to like run out the front door. They kind of like jump away from it when it opens. I love that.
Yeah. And they're comfortable. They both sleep with us in the bedroom. Luna sleeps like right above our heads.
There's a little shelf there. It's perfect.
And then Jack sleeps on the bed.
Just like he used to.
He makes it up the gigantic bed. Guys, follow us on Denver and Teresa.
If you guys want to see more of the RV life, follow us on Denver and Teresa on Instagram and YouTube.
YouTube is Denver and Teresa Travels or something?
No, just Denver and Teresa.
Okay.
Wedding vlog is still coming soon. Just update on the wedding vlog. I haven't touched it at all. Haven't started editing.
Not very encouraging.
Haven't done anything. I've been too busy working on the RV. I have had like last night we were in the shop till like 11:30.
Yeah.
Doing RV stuff. Like we roll out on the 20th to our first campsite. We need to get ready for that.
We were supposed to be at Madison's right now.
Supposed to be at Madison's, but we have just way too much stuff to do.
Yeah.
I have a long list that I won't bore you guys with the details, but I got a lot more work to do.
Yeah, we probably won't be going to Madison's anymore, Mississauga.
Probably not.
We'll probably just be staying here. But yeah. Had a couple appointments in Vaughan or in Toronto, near Toronto, but just gonna have to do it.
There's a package at our old house.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that the Denver and Teresa vlogs are on your radar because they will be coming soon and there will be lots of content there if you
What?
guys like us and not just the Reddit stories.
Yeah, once I get through working on all the RV stuff, I will then get to work on the vlogs. We got the pre-wedding vlog, we got the wedding vlog, we got the honeymoon vlog, and then we made a video for the RV to do a walk around tour, and then we're gonna film another video of like what our upgrades are and everything, and our first travel day in T-minus like 2 weeks now. So
And then basically every destination that we're stopping at this summer.
have we given an itinerary?
Maybe we should. I don't think we have.
All right. So first one, we're going to Lake Ivanhoe Provincial Park.
Cool, fun,
Then we're going to Caliper Lake Provincial Park.
cool.
Both of these are very, very northern Ontario. We're getting to the edge of Ontario. And then we're going to do 3 days in a row, and we're going to go to Jasper. And then we're there
We're
for
booking it from edge of Ontario to Jasper over 3 days.
8-hour travel days.
Yep.
Sleep over one night, head off the next morning. Jasper for like 10 days or something. And then we do Mount Robson in BC. And then we go down to Kelowna for like 3 weeks.
Good
I
job.
did it right this time?
Good job, Madison's so proud.
Nice. And then we go to Lake Louise for 2 weeks, which Teresa wants to modify, but she hasn't even
Yes.
looked at the itinerary
No,
because
I know I want to do Banff.
I know that, but part of Lake Louise is going to Golden. There's like 2 or 3 days of Golden stuff,
Yeah.
which is an hour drive from Lake Louise, where
And
it
that's
makes sense.
fine.
And then we're finish off at Banff.
My thing is I want to do Banff, but also I want to do Canmore, which Canmore is closer to Banff, and it's more of like a local, not local, but like less touristy area than Banff, and still as beautiful.
Okay.
Time to stand up.
Let's take a look at the schedule and see what we can move around.
And then we're heading back for
Thanksgiving.
Canadian Thanksgiving in
Oh
October.
yes.
Since most of you are American.
And then that's all we have for the plans right now.
Yeah, I'm so pumped for Alberta.
I'm excited.
I'm like really, really excited.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great fun.
All right. Well, this was a success in the studio.
Yes, it was.
I keep calling it a studio, but it's literally our living room.
It's like a nook. It's a nook. It's a slide out.
It's literally a slide out.
Podcast slide out. This whole area like moves forward when it's time to like do a travel day with the RV.
Yeah.
The cats are actually pretty good when they were in the truck.
They are, yeah. Luna meows a little bit, but
We were worried about Jack, but Luna's the one who meows a little bit.
Yeah.
Jack's just chilling like a villain back there. Can't be
he's
bothered.
He's cool as a cucumber.
That's it. That's it.
All right.
So yeah,
let's go hate each other.
Oh yeah. Let's go hate each other off screen. Stop laughing. Be angry.
Kiss hand you.
We should do like angry faces for the thumbnails.
What's this episode called?
You got caught.
That's not fitting.
We'll think about it. Busted. We'll think about it. But yeah, we appreciate all you guys' support. If you're on YouTube, make sure you guys smash the like button. If you guys are on Spotify, come check us out on YouTube. Check out what the new studio looks like. And while you're there, smash the like button. Subscribe for future episodes as well. Just listen to it on both. That helps us out the most. And if you guys want more bonus episodes, you just want to support us a little bit more, we appreciate everybody that comes over to Patreon for our bonus Friday episodes. Any other shout outs you got, Teresa?
That's all. I think you got it covered. Thank you all so much. We appreciate you guys literally so much. So thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Buddy.
Here comes the boy. Meow. Why are you sitting? You get your food. You get your food.
These fucking leaves in my hair. I love water. Glug, 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 glug.